Because I put out an interview with Will Smith grabbing Alfonso Rivera, squeezing his boot and trying to put his finger in his, right?
What began as low-key talk about Will and Jada Smith quickly gained attention when two very different stories started circulating. One of them centers on a lawsuit involving Will Smith and a former musician who worked closely with him. The man, Brian King Joseph, is a violinist best known for competing on America's Got Talent. In 2024, Will hired Brian to help with an album and perform at live events. By 2025, Brian had joined Will's tour. According to the lawsuit, Brian says the two spent a lot of time together during that period. He claims Will told him they shared a unique bond that Will didn't have with anyone else. Brian alleges the situation became unsettling during a hotel stay on tour. He says he lost his hotel room key one day, and hours later, Will's team helped recover it. However, when Brian returned to his room, he noticed signs that someone had entered without his permission.
Liz, this is all new. What else are we learning about these allegations, including the alleged intrusion?
Yeah, Kate. So according to the complaint, this all happened in March of last year while the violinist was on tour with Will Smith for Smith's global tour for his latest album based on a true story. And according to the complaint, there was this intrusion at his Las Vegas hotel room. He came back to his hotel, he says, and found that there was no forced entry, but that someone had entered the room and left a number of items there. And according to the complaint, there was a letter, a handwritten letter that was written that said, "Brian, I'll be back, just us," with a drawn heart. And it was signed by someone who identified as Stone F. There were also wipes, a beer bottle, a red backpack, a bottle of HIV medication with another person's name on it, an earring, and hospital discharge paperwork belonging to a person that was unknown to the defendant. So the defendant, his name is Brian King Joseph. He then reported this to police, the hotel staff, and he also said he reported it to Smith's management team. But he claims that he was then shamed by Will Smith's management team, accused of lying. And he says he was then fired. And then shortly after he was fired, they said they were going in a different direction, but then they ended up hiring another violinist. So he is now suing for, among other things, emotional distress and economic loss, Kate.
And Liz, how are Smith and his attorney responding?
Well, they're adamantly denying all of these claims. Smith's attorney has released a statement. We can read it here. It says, "Mr. Joseph's allegations concerning my client are false, baseless, and reckless. They are categorically denied, and we will use all legal means available to address these claims and to assure that the truth is."
As a result, Will Smith is now facing a lawsuit accusing him of harassment and wrongful dismissal. Brian's lawyers also point to claims of inappropriate conduct, although they acknowledge that proving those allegations may be challenging. Even so, the termination itself is the main focus of the case. And no matter how the lawsuit turns out, the situation has made many people uneasy. At first, some dismissed it as speculation. But then a new voice added fuel to the discussion. A man named Bilal, who says he was close friends with Will for nearly 4 decades, appeared in an interview and made several shocking statements. Bilal claimed he is releasing a book that will reveal what he describes as hidden truths about Will and Jada. In the interview, he also made serious accusations involving influential people within the entertainment industry.
And there was another interview with TMZ just after that where one of the cameramen asked Jada, "Hey Jada, have you seen Will with any men before?" And her answer was no. So now that's a lie too. Because I put out an interview with Will Smith grabbing Alfonso Rivera, squeezing his boot and trying to put his finger in his, right? So I think you played part of that on one of the interviews. So we're just getting people updated because I'm sure you have a lot of new winos since since 2 years.
One of his allegations involved Bryce Gray, an actor who once appeared on the TV series Empire. According to Bilal, Bryce became connected to Will through shared contacts and was being guided or mentored during that time. Bilal claims that later on, Bryce's behavior changed, and he began having serious personal struggles away from the public eye. Bilal says the actor eventually confided in him about a deeply disturbing experience that involved influential people in the entertainment world. He claims he was stunned by what he heard and told Bryce that the situation sounded like a serious crime.
No other way to put it. This dude is going crazy, right? He's out there allegedly with male prostitutes. He's pissing in the trailer. He's acting psychotic, right?
The same thing he's doing now.
Beyond that. But this is why a show is going on, right? So I'm like, I pull him to the side, right? And I said, listen, I'm here to help you and so forth and so on. So he was like, all right, I feel that. He said, everybody on the set know you. Everybody seem like they love you. Okay. I want to love you because everybody else love you. I said, if that's what you want to do, then do it. But he kept acting up. And then one day I said, what the F is wrong with you? And he was like, you know. He said, you know, Will, me, you know, Diddy made me suck. You know what's going on. You know, Charlie made me suck. And I said, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. So he crying, no blood is coming from his nose. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I'm like, yo, listen. So I grabbed my hug and I said, listen, I don't know. I didn't know what happened. Nothing. I was just asked to come. Is this true? Yeah, no, I'm gonna let you about to see if it's true from the paperwork. Oh, we telling something that got paperwork involved. Let me get to the paperwork. So at this point, I'm crying because I feel his pain. Like I could kind of tell when somebody phony and all, but it was the pain where the snot was coming out his nose. His nose was bleeding. He in the corner screaming, balled up, right? Like I could feel his pain, like he had been forced to do something. You understand what I'm saying? So I said, well, listen, let me find out what's going on. He said, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Right? So I'm like, Yaz, I'm like, yo, just relax. I said, everything gonna be okay, you know? And he was like, no, they gonna get me if I say something. They gonna get me if I, like, he's spazzing.
He claims that afterward, the actor received financial help and other support, and the issue was quietly swept away without any public attention.
So whenever Charlie Mack came down, I think they gave him some money, whatever they promised him, right? So, as time go on, he's still having effects from being, he's still having effects of the alleged and the alleged of Diddy's in the studio. Allegedly. Yeah, all allegedly at this point. Okay. So now, so I had to leave the show because he was just acting irate. Like his behavior got so diabolical and so repugnant that I couldn't even be around it. Right. So as I was leaving and he knew I was leaving, he actually was hurt that I was leaving. And he started telling everybody on set what was going on, that I knew that Will and Diddy allegedly. Okay. So now I got to get my lawyers involved. Now we come to paperwork. Right. So I let him know that I was going to sue him. That's number one. Sue who? Sue Yaz. Because two things happened. Number one, the money he was supposed to pay, he didn't pay me because Will was going responsible for the bulk payment. Then he was going around telling people I knew about these sexual assaults against him, you know? And so what happened with that was the lawyers got involved. Then Charlie and Will arranged a lawyer for Bryshere. So they was telling me like, look, B, let this thing go. So I'm not letting nothing go. And this is to Will and Charlie allegedly telling them that I need an NDA from this dude. Because this dude, whatever y'all got me involved in is something dangerous and filthy and diabolical. So they was like, well, we can't do that. So we'll pay you to sign an NDA with him. And I'm like, I don't want your filthy money. I want this guy to stop saying that I know that you and Diddy did something.
After hearing this, some people began to view the violinist's lawsuit in a new light. There is no evidence linking the two situations, but the similarities caused some to question whether something larger was being overlooked. If the claims were true, some wondered whether mentorship had been abused or if a pattern had gone unnoticed. It's important to note that these remain allegations, not proven facts. During the same interview, Bilal made several additional claims, including accusations about secret networks, private relationships, and undisclosed recordings involving well-known figures.
I also talked about Jada and Will ties to Scientology, right? Yes. Okay. And I said, from my point of view, they were Scientologists, period. They were recruiting other people into Scientology. They opened a Scientology school. So all this stuff is happening, and they keep saying, wow, we're not Scientologists. I know why they not trying to say they Scientologists.
Why is that?
They know what they were doing in Scientology. So let me just say, for example, let's take one of their good friends in Scientology by a guy named Danny Masterson.
Okay, shout out to Danny Masterson.
No, you don't want to shout him out.
Oh,
Danny Masterson. Yeah, he's in jail for women in Scientology and received, I think it was 30 years or 30 to life. So no shout out. We taking that shout out back. We taking that shout out back.
He's where he's supposed to be.
And he's the actor from the 70s show. So he's famous. So it's not like it's just a regular guy. But what people said was within that trial that there have been a lot of celebrities that have come through Scientology and have abused people within Scientology, both men and women. We're talking about here, right? This is on the record. So now I'm going to leave it up to everybody else until we get to that part in court, why I feel that Will and Jada have committed sexual crimes from my point of view, things that I've saw and documented, that they have committed crimes on other men and women within Scientology.
None of these claims have been proven, and they remain unverified. Still, the interview spread rapidly online due to how shocking the statements were. Bilal also said he feared for his safety after speaking publicly. According to him, the situation went beyond threats or harsh words. He claims he was once involved in a serious accident that nearly killed him, and he believes the Smiths were somehow linked to it.